This is Lorena. How may I help you?
It's Matt Trino, Judge Provost. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
We ready to go?
Ready, Your Honor.
All right. I have on a docket Mr. Bleck, but it looks like you don't have Mr. Bleck. You had somebody else. Is that your reading of the case?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have a note stating incorrect person was served with the BOP warrant.
Right. So I don't see probation here. They usually do show up, but will you let them know that they're going to have to reissue that warrant for Mr. Bleck?
Yes, Your Honor. They will be reissuing that warrant.
Okay. All right then. We'll do.
Violation is reissued.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to say it. Not really dismissing it. I guess we will, and then they'll refile it again. So yeah. Mr. Wilson, we have Mr. Delashman.
Yes, sir, that'll be denial.
All right, we'll set that then for my next hearing, which is the February 9th at 10.
Your Honor, that will be for status, correct?
Yes, status. And then we have Savensky Gustav.
Also denial of the tax roll.
All right, we'll set that then for February 16th at 10 o'clock with Judge Nicola. So that takes care of 9 o'clock. Just in time. You got word with Mr. Bleck that we need to reissue that warrant?
Yeah, I think it's already in there.
Okay.
I know it was sent up on the PO. I just don't know if it was signed yet. I know we have a copy on our end. It was.
Is that my case?
That's not up in this position.
I believe it's Adams.
Oh, it is Judge Adams. You're right. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't remember. Yeah, it is Judge Adams. All right.
We looked yesterday. It wasn't signed.
All right. See you at 10?
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question regarding jury trials. Since they were canceled for next week, will you be rolling those the following week? I know you had previously made a comment that you weren't going to do any trials, so we could.
Yeah, I can't roll them that week. I was supposedly a backup, but I had already set things before I was notified that I was going to be that backup.
Right, understood. I just wanted to know because I noticed ASA Stewart asked me yesterday in order for the state to have to reissue, with the correct date.
Yeah, no, we'll have to redo a new date somewhere along the line.
Okay, perfect, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I thought you were going to just work out pleas on all those anyway.
I hope I'm working on some of those.
Okay.
So
All right.
some of them resolved.
We can do non-jury trials too, you know.
That is true too, Your Honor.
All
This is up for it. I am too.
right. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
See
you.
you then.
We'll see you at 10. I'll give you a call back then.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. Back at 10 o'clock. Or earlier if you need me.
I'll call.
Okay. Now, stop using that stuff.
What happened?
Oh, my God, that stuff.
Oh,
You got a nice haircut.
you used to be a smart aleck.
No, it looks
You
fresh.
know, I guess that's what you do when you come in late, is just be a smart aleck.
Yes, it deflects. I was attending to concerned probationers in my office on the way out.
So, Mr. Wilson, did you enjoy the weekend?
And they
It
gave
was
us
certainly high anxiety for me.
pretty good.
You mean while we were in court or?
Yes. No, I don't mean, I thought, well, the other thing, I don't know what you did on your own, but it was high stress in the courtroom all weekend.
Saturday was my birthday, so.
Oh, okay, well, you weren't there when,
Happy birthday.
Oh, was your birthday? Wow.
I was there on Saturday.
So what did you get for your birthday? Whiplash?
Oh, God.
No, I got that yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a belated birthday gift.
Did they, how bad is your car damaged?
So my car was able to drive away, but it had, it's a body shop stuff. We had to have the entire bumper
Yeah.
redone, the diffuser redone, one of the exhaust pipes was completely bent down. The cooler was dragging out of the street. Luckily, the dealership's right around the corner from where this happens. It was on radio at the airport.
Well, the person just was on their phone or something?
Something. The witness said basically she was hauling ass.
Yeah.
It just slammed it. So I was at a complete standstill. I didn't even know what happened.
Are you sure you're not injured?
Oh, I'm going right after this. I'm going to the doctor.
And then to your lawyer's office?
I already did my lawyer. And he's going to set me up with the doctor.
Okay, yeah, you go to the doctor first, then the lawyer.
I went to the doctor yesterday. The urgent care, they're like, you're good. There's nothing major going on with you, but we follow up.
What kind of car was the other person in?
A Hyundai.
You know, if you get hit, I want somebody in a Rolls Royce or. The girl who turned in front of
And
me.
with a driver's license.
She was in her dad's Cadillac Escalade, brand new.
I want to get hit by a Pepsi truck. Or Amazon delivery.
And it's a good thing I went to the doctor and said my shoulder had it, even though the rest of the injuries were really apparent, because then I later did rotator cuff surgery and liver tear and my bicep exploded. Yeah.
It's a fair one.
So it's total.
She turned in front of me, I was on a motorcycle, and she was coming down the beach road, she saw free parking.
When,
She just turned right in front of me.
Oh my God, that's probably my.
Oh my God, Mac, your hand. A bunch of people saw it, you know.
Good.
And I stayed.
Yeah, that's the whole.
In fact, I'm laying on the ground and I hear them yelling at me, cussing at this. And, so I just said, Mike, I gotta get up.
Yeah,
So
you're
they
gonna
don't,
make it up.
so they don't beat her up. Yeah.
Oh.
My shoulder hurts.
That's a pretty good shot. Held up pretty good.
Helmet?
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Crazy German.
It just.
Probably continue driving.
Tail lights didn't break.
I put it down.
Yeah, you had to, you did that, yeah, you learn how to fall.
Yeah. It's not good.
No.
But,
And so you were here and she was like that.
I'm just going out like this. She just turned right from
She's in another, and
she's oncoming lane.
oh, it's an on, and she turned it, oh, I see.
Yeah.
So kind of 2 lane,
Yes, 2 lane.
and she's crossing to go.
She passed the big parking lots for the beach and she saw a free parking spot. In another day, surfing or something.
Well, I know, that's better than when he got hit by.
Yeah.
My daughter got hit in my car, which I'm dealing with the insurance company now, on Friday. She was in Davis turning north on Airport, and a car just came behind her, didn't stop, and she hit the car in front of her. The car in front of her, oh, no damage, and took off. He left after he gave her his name.
That stuff just kind of lingers in the air, doesn't it? Can you still smell it? Horrible.
Yeah, that's simple.
Especially if you look behind you over there on that piece of paper.
And they took care of
Look
it.
behind you on that piece of paper.
How many injuries my motorcycle?
No, look behind you on that piece of paper.
Good.
180 now.
It was a special air pressure I put over
220 is
there.
what they paid over.
Yeah,
It's the least I could do.
My surgery.
and my daughter didn't get hurt. The guy was like, oh, it's just a bumper. I'll call me and I'll pay cash for it. But yet the front end was bumper smashed in too because he hit the car in front of her. And I call him, I go, what's his phone number? She left my daughter the phone number, she's 18. I call him, ask him to come back, he says, that's not gonna happen. I go, no, I'll ask you one more time, please come back, I need your insurance. No, just call me, I'm good for it. I don't even know you. Like, I don't know if you're a tourist visiting or you lived here. And I had to call you guys and they found him on the database and went and talked to him. They thought maybe he was possibly drunk, so I left. I went, cool, I'll get him later on. But no, they didn't get him for that. So I'm gonna go talk to Bon. There's only one in jail, two in jail that I see.
There's four in jail.
Three, four. Four in jail. Yeah. Only one. Everyone's got lawyers.
Three of them are PD, and one of them doesn't have the lawyer anymore, Skelton.
Okay. Okay, so you did have a lawyer. All right.
He did have a lawyer, but not anymore.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Maybe he'll get it back, or she will get it back. We get the girl Jordan. And Donald Davies and Michael Smith. Probably Mike Hopkins, not Hopkins. Thomas Morgan, sorry.
I'm gonna see if this video will send, Todd, and send it to you.
Set right here. No.
I just sent you a video.
I'll be right back, guys.
We started at 10.
I'll be surprised that it ever arrives in this room.
Well, yeah.
Not nice.
Oh, there, just got it. Oh yeah, I've seen this, but that's funny.
That's some funny shit right there. I've seen the still pictures, but not the video. Check this out. That's so funny.
That is funny.
Oh, man. You gotta watch this.
Oh my goodness.
Aren't they cute?
That is adorable. There's two. Oh, there's two.
There's two of them, man.
Oh, that is so cute.
That's some funny stuff.
My dog had puppies.
What kind?
Well, it's a terrible mix. Not really terrible, but like, long story short, they weren't able to get neutered or spayed because of the pandemic. So the dad is a Bichon Spaniel Cavalier mix, and then the mom's a Beagle.
Oh, man.
But look how cute they are.
They're gonna be loud and hairy.
Well, they don't shed. Well, the Beagle
Well, yeah,
does, but
but they got a wool, like,
the Bichon does not shed.
right, but it has like a woolly fur.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the beagles got big mouths, so they are cute.
aren't they adorable? Look how cute that is.
I like the black and tan ones.
They look so beautiful.
You gotta turn the phone this way.
I'm going.
You gotta. Well, if you ever want to see a closer to truth story than the Falto story, watch Togo.
What is it?
Togo?
So what do they expect them to look like? How?
Serum run, the diphtheria serum run from Manitou
known in
Yeah,
1929. I'm familiar with
They look like they have like the lady.
what the story is.
Togo was the
They're
guy's lead
so
dog.
cute.
And they ran a relay of dog measures. They averaged 31 miles. Togo, in his sled, went 265 in the worst weather.
I'm waiting
At one
on-
point, they're on the Northern Sound, coming back with the serum, and it's a storm. They can't see, and now the ice is breaking because of the storm. And they're going from flow to flow kind of, and then they get to the bank, and it's 5 or 6 feet away. They can't make it. So the musher stakes his sled, throws the dog 6 feet up onto the bank, and has the dog pull
The flow. Wow.
And the dog was so beat up by the time he got close to Nome that the new sled team came in Balto and took him in 50 miles.
And why did Balto get all the press?
Because there's a newsman there in Nome, and he says, "What's the name of the dog?" "Well, there's two of them, two leads. And on this said Balto and Fox." He said, "Fox will confuse people. Balto." And sent it to the New York Times, and that's how it got confused. But Time magazine named Togo the bravest dog in history. About 2015, because that dog went through, the warmest it got for that dog was -30.
I was watching a YouTube video of a guy, I don't know where he was at, but it was 51 below, and he took a pitcher full of hot water out and threw it up in the air.
Just,
Just vaporized.
oh, yeah, I've done that.
I do it, but I usually get wet.
This guy bred these dogs, and this dog's bloodline is still, since 1925, is still in play. And the dog they had to plant looks just like this too. There he is.
Why?
From a puppy, just running and running and running. They try to keep him in the kennel while they go out training, and the dog would take him out of the fence and come out.
Looks like you got some wolf in it.
And probably is. And he tried to give him away because he was such a pain in the ass. But by the time he was just still a puppy and he was leaving the sled. But when they had the ceremony, when he ran that 260 miles in the winter storm, he was 12 years old, which is pretty old for us.
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, we made it. Oh.
I know.
Just a little too soon.
Jumped a little.
I think this is a good picture because it shows all those people at the dress back there.
Yeah.
Before down.
No, it looks like a seal.
It is sealed.
Yeah.
Let me see. Funny, this musher, dog trainer, he was Balto's on it too, but he didn't take him because he wasn't quite good enough. But they had the sled waiting home, and they said, "Go out and see if he's coming." And they sent out the sled, and this dog's limping by now because he's got thrown onto a nice flow and then climb up mountains. Ooh, so Balto is taking sense of dog.
I know.
It's
It's pretty funny though.
It is funny. He's a big dog.
He does.
I mean, dogs don't know who got the credit, so Togo never know that Balto got all this credit.
Yeah, I know, but I always wondered.
So they have that statue in New York Central Park of Balto. They put up another Togo in a different park in New York. The New York Times got it wrong.
Yeah, but you never hear much about it.
No, they knew there. But yeah, it was just the one reporter was lazy, and that's the way it turned out.
You know that song?
Just a couple.
Here's one you should learn, not his song. There in the middle.
What is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Okamore.
and it's Yeah.
I got it. Todd. It was about Katie. Bullshit.
All right, I just looked at the overflow stuff.
Can't tell me anything he doesn't already know.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Yeah, go do something.
Go win the lottery or something. 400 million.
Yeah, hey, this is me, David. I just got a message that I got a visitor. I'm in court. I'll be here right about 11. Can you let me know? I'll give him a call later on. All right, thanks. Okay, bye.
I didn't see anybody yet. I'll make it fun. Shouldn't tell her. Be right back.
supposed to be back.
Done 20% of it, right?
We sent him an email,
Any place with a yellow sticker, you can have a seat.
November 25th, saying, completed. As a reminder, I don't know when the last court date was.
Can't you guys just like, something do everything else?
If the state agrees to that, that's fine. Oh, you're good.
Is it just gonna be even back this year?
I'm gonna go ask.
No, Ren should be back too.
November 20th, which is,
He's supposed to be back.
Whether it comes back or not.
what was it even?
We were just talking about Kentucky earlier. Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad. In this case, it was bad. Okay. Let's find it out. Apparently, the girl who wasn't too bright, she had Kentucky plates, but they were personalized. It said KY girl. Are you serious? Yeah. Good idea. Yeah, make this stuff up.
I bet she got longevity then.
Wow. This is messing around.
What was that?
You're not messing around now.
Oh, why?
You're here early.
Oh, yeah, and I was already in and out, wasn't I?
Maybe he's making up for the few minutes he was late on the first time.
You guys, man. And always I didn't stay here because my bosses wanted a closed door meeting with me just now.
Well, how's your tardiness?
Those are all fun. Oh no, those have happened plenty over the years. But I do seem to be asked to stay later than everybody else. Maybe they're over compensating.
Any place you see a yellow sticker on a bench, you can have a seat, sir. We are getting started.
Yeah.
He's just going the same direction you are.
What? He's on time, mark the calendar.
That is so. Oh, it's something good.
I'm not even tell you the story of Dominic the bridge builder.
Dominic the bridge builder, huh?
Kind of 1,000 bridges.
Pardon?
What kind of, gotcha.
We don't got 7.
Here. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so.
Happens once and it ruins it forever.
Oh my God, now you got him using this speed stuff.
This is the stuff that was made more as Mexico fermented armadillos. I think it's great. I know, it's just good.
I usually do my fermented.
Oh,
What do you,
That stuff is horrible.
what is
yes, it is.
this meeting here, Sensei?
Yeah, it smells nice.
It's good.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Pardon? Yes. Well, I don't know, we've got it scheduled for the 11th, I don't know if that one's the one that probably will go over.
So, there's one.
It is one day. Whoever had one scheduled for today, it went away. Might have been mine.
Or just ignore.
And did that hurt?
Making my new here.
Looks like you got a whole bunch.
No, I'm really not for me. Okay, get rid of those.
Holy smokes.
Do we? Yeah. Okay, good. So she go with her dad.
Yeah, Aaron, it looks like he's settling in pretty good over there. Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. Yeah, son, how many kids my son had? I said, 4. I get it now. The kids he trained from. Oh, really? Yeah. David? Oh, super. That's all super. You guys,
Just shove it.
still after the VOP. There it is. And are they here? Can I go back and see my line? Oh, they're not. Oh, we don't. Well, I have a video.
Who do you have?
Miss Skelton.
Okay. We were told that the Skelton doesn't have an attorney, but.
I am here for her. Sorry about that. I feel the file on you, Karen.
One Bravo.
Are the in-custody going to be?
They're gonna have to be high.
Yeah.
You know when you file?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's right.
maybe I didn't.
One Bravo holding. We are gonna need Jordan Skelton, if you can tell me which room she'll be in. All right. Court's now in session. Honorable Judge Martin J. Provost.
Please be seated. That's okay. Yeah.
2. In case 2. And or if they can let me know when they have her there. So Ms. Skelton is going to be.
Matrino.
Yes, Ms. Matrino, Judge Provost, good morning, or good, yeah, still good morning.
Right.
Mr. Hopkins, are you ready to go? All right, we can do Justin Pavey, 19MM 2295.
Mr. Mayor, good morning, Mike Hopkins, Mr. Payne, Your Honor, Mr. Payne was set for DOP status. I'm requesting another DOP status. We have the second case, which is felony. We have 2 new ASAs and haven't had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Mayor about it, so felony ASA. Part of that is with the non-conditions he's completing treatment. The LIABILIty is going to factor into the resolution to get in compliance with that.
Okay, we'll go February 9th then at 10 a.m. We'll just status at that time also. All right. Mr. Gorman?
Morning, Your Honor.
Michael Smith, 20MM 9E7.
Yes, Mr. President, approaching, I have had some discussions with Ms. Matarino. She inherited Mr. Smith's case recently, and given her Reader's Digest version of what has happened up to this point, I know she was going to consider it. Our request was, of course, to ask that she dismiss the violation, considering there's been no issues over the many months that this case has been pending, and Mr. Smith has completed counseling up to this date. But I know she was considering that, and I'm hopeful she's had an opportunity to look at it.
Your Honor, at this time, the state's not going to dismiss the violation of probation. The state would be willing to modify probation, continue to June 17, 2021. It would be intensive probation and no early termination.
Is he still doing counseling?
He's finished, Judge. He's finished, and we provided proof of that counseling to the state, and he submitted that probation as well. He was in counseling for quite some time.
This was back in October, is that right?
Yeah. Actually, I think it was September, Judge.
September, yeah,
Yeah.
correct. You modified it. Oh, that was for the testing. For the original JNS, June. All right, I'm going to continue to the February 9th date. We'll see where we go from there. Okay?
Okay, Judge. Judge, is that your name?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good.
Sir, you'll sign for your court date. Bring it to you.
Yeah, she can print it out.
We have Ms. Skelton.
Sorry?
Is Ms. Skelton available?
Do not yet, we don't have her in the room yet.
Okay. Wilson, you've got cases.
Yes, Your Honor. First, Matthew Dillinger, 19 CP 1591. And I just noticed that we've also got 19 CP 2455. I'll advise him he's going to have to fill out an additional application for that. We're doing an appointment for today, Your Honor.
Yeah, we'll just leave it like it is in that way. But
Yes, sir.
for today, we're good. So just for today, I'll let you speak as to both cases, okay?
Okay. Mr. Dillinger, Your Honor, the cause of this was really was a job loss and some health issues. He was diagnosed with an illness for which the medication that he's taking for it compromises his immune system. So he's been having an issue with apparently he wasn't able to do it, find a DOI school that would let him do it online, had to do it in person, those sorts of things. He is now in a better position to start making progress with the conditions. He's got 2 jobs. He was indicating to me that even today he's going to be able to make a substantial dent in the arrears that he's in on the probation violation or on the cost supervision. So we would just ask for a continuance to allow him not to make progress.
Okay. My focus would be on anything that's not monetary as far as getting things done, DUI school and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the monetary can be turned into a judgment at some point in time, so I'm not too concerned about that. All right, so we'll do both cases February 9th at 10 a.m.
For the status, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, we can do Jordan Skelton.
It appears they might have just handed her a plea form. You may need a moment to review that. We have a negotiated agreement.
Okay.
For the record, Senator Cordell on behalf of Ms. Skelton.
You need to unmute.
We're here, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Skelton, are you holding up a plea agreement or a plea of guilty or an admission of a probation violation in your hand?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you need some time to go over that? I'm sorry? You're okay to proceed? All right, your counsel is here. I don't know if you can see him or not. It just barely looks like in the, yeah. Okay. All right, so go ahead, Mr. Cordell.
For the record, again, Spencer Cordell on behalf of Ms. Skelton, 19 CT 2940. Judge is prepared to admit the violation. State has agreed to recommend 100 days or 120 days in the Collier County Jail, but she can suspend the balance of that jail time if she successfully completes project recovery. And I know she's been looking to get in that program already. Jordan, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
And are we, we're revoking probation then, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, Ms. Skelton, you understand that you do have a right to have a hearing in this matter, a right to question witnesses, a right to present your own witnesses, as well as your right to require the state prove that you violated your probation by preponderance of evidence. Do you understand that? And then the court is going to accept your admission that you violated conditions. It's like 1, 3, and 4. Court will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 120 days in the Collier County Jail. The balance of that will be suspended upon your completion of project recovery, and your probation shall be terminated, okay? Or revoked, excuse me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Your Honor,
Thank you. Yes,
I just want to confirm the case number is 19 CT 2940.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right,
you, Your Honor. Thank you, State.
all right, bye-bye.
Thank you, Deputy Joe.
Sorry about that, Your Honor.
No, that's okay. I'm still waiting on that. Okay, looks good. All right, go ahead, Mr. Wilson.
Your Honor, next is Jose de Jesus Jimenez Molina, 19 CT 1298. The only thing that he has outstanding, this is the gentleman who lives in Mexico.
Oh, yes.
And he was able to pretty much complete 99% of everything, with the exception of 80% of the victim impact count. He's done the 20%. If Your Honor recalls from the last time we were talking about he's having some issues with the payment of it. That's still outstanding, 80% of the victim impact count.
And that's pretty much, he's got everything else done, is that
Yes,
correct?
Your Honor.
Well, we don't have, the vehicle impoundment was never formally addressed, but we did run a local search. We don't know what he has in another country, but there is no vehicles showing on his database, I should say.
All right. Do you think he'll be able to complete the victim impact panel, or is that an issue that's not going to be able to get resolved?
That I don't know, Your Honor. If he did 20%, I don't know why he's not being able to do the other 80%.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just a couple-hour class that they could take
Yeah,
online somewhere.
Our PO, I just talked to her before I came in here, she has emailed him several times about the contact, get it done. He keeps saying that his, the country he's in, that credit card won't work for the American company. I don't understand that. I mean, the internet seems to work for most other people in other places, so.
Yeah.
But he is saying there's something going on. I just thought it was a bad credit card.
Well, we waited this long. I'll give him another month and see what he can do. I mean, what are we going to do anyway? Quite frankly, he's not here, I guess. So we'll go February 9th, status it again, see if we can get it resolved.
Next is Tristan Allen Leonard, 19 MM 336. He's present.
Okay.
And Your Honor, ask permission of the court to remain seated.
Yeah, you're fine. A little sore?
The main issue with Mr. Leonard was a substance abuse evaluation and his anger management.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Leonard has completed anger management. As far as the substance abuse evaluation, in West Palm Beach, apparently, the couple of places that they're available to them, they only do them if you are inpatient. He did find a place they'll do it, but they'll only do it, the actual evaluation with a court order. So we would ask if maybe the court, will send you an order, you can sign it, and you can go show it to him. Then he can get that knocked out. He's also completed a drug and alcohol awareness program, along with the management of that would be enough.
I could when you're ready, Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead.
He has $175 in restitution unpaid. We don't have proof of any of the aforementioned counseling or treatment.
He's got it with him.
He has a probation officer, Danny Hornback, he can easily be communicating with and sending this to. Danny Hornback is actually here today. We go down the hall and speak to Danny. As far as the counseling, our local
I only show $75. Is it 75 or 100?
Correct, sorry, 75, it's not
Okay.
75.
All right.
That's restitution is owed. As far as he could go to one of our local counseling places and they do everything on Zoom.
And how long would that take?
Depends when they'd have to evaluate him and see his history and what is, if there's any substance abuse issues, and then it could be anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks.
I understand that aspect of it, but the evaluation itself shouldn't take very long, right?
No, right. This has this. I think the warrant was served 9 months ago on this case, and it's already almost 2 years old since the sentence.
Which would seem to me that Mr. Leonard would want to get everything done. And get
He
everything
wasn't present
behind.
at the last court date, and I think before he said he was attending counseling.
Right.
It's been a while, so there is the possibility of doing it on Zoom for one of our local. He's having trouble in his town.
So he can't do that on Zoom with like center or
Well, I would go to either Carter County Counseling, Counseling of Southwest Florida, someone that has.
I'm assuming Mr. Hornback can give him that same information.
What's that? Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
And this is the fourth, I think, time I was on this.
Yeah, I did, but if it wasn't for the COVID thing, that kind of throws a wrench in a lot of people being able to even see some people that they're open or anything of that nature. So I got to take that into account. But I do, now that we're kind of a little bit more, we can get things done and we can do things, virtually, and that I think we need to make more of an effort. So February 9th, it seems to me we got the $75 restitution and then the substance evaluation and go from there. But I can do an order if you want to provide me with I'll do it. But I would go see the probation officer and see what places that he could recommend. You may be able to get at least the evaluation done today before you leave. I don't know if you've got a ride or anything of that nature, how your transportation is, but if you can get it done or at least get it started, then that's a process that one thing that we've got almost done, and hopefully you'll be able to, finish it up, or at least be real close to being finishing up by the next time I see you. Okay. All right.
And those agencies are in walking distance from the courthouse.
All right. So February 9th.
Your Honor, is that for extended?
Yes, ma'am. The only one that we have is in custody, it looks like. And apparently we're not going to bring it. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure he is. No, he's not here. All right. Who else do you have?
Next is Andrew Lozano, 16 MINC484.
Don't see anybody here.
we can just get a continuance on that. I mean, he's gonna, take a plea out, trying to hopefully be able to do this with the state.
Well, I'll give you one more, but I think we need to get this resolved one way or the other, because this is a 2016 case.
Yes, Your Honor. Part of the reason why he apparently, he told me that he violated it is because he ended up going to prison.
Okay, well, that doesn't help.
Going
No.
to state.
All right, February 9th then. Is he local or is he, because I saw there were a lot of issues that were out of state.
Yeah, he's Michigan.
Illinois, it looks like.
He was local when he left. It's stuff like
Got in more trouble.
that. Went to prison, came back.
All right, well, let's go February 9th. We'll status it, but that'll be the last time on the status. So we'll see what we can do, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Emilio Luis Salas, if we get it continued, this will probably end up resolving on one of these 215 dockets.
All right, February 9th.
You got Natasha Renee Martel, 20 CP 1350.
Not here.
She's present.
Oh, okay.
I believe she was not here at the last court date.
So what are we
So,
doing?
Your Honor, this is actually an interesting case. As you can see, the main violation here is that she didn't report to the jail to begin her weekend work. And quite frankly, Your Honor, I feel that's my fault. I told her that she had the 6 months to do the 10 days. And of course, I think that when she walked away, she felt that, you know, she could just go to report when she was ready to start, not that she had to go. And so I'll take responsibility for that. As you can see, she was barely on probation for, you know, a month or 3 weeks before she was violated because she misunderstood how that worked. She didn't know that she had to go and get the process started. And then after that, she would have the 6 months to finish out the remaining days. So we would just request that Your Honor reinstate her probation and allow her to go and knock out the weekend work and weekend lockdown. And so she can successfully finish the program. She's got until, I believe, March 5th to complete everything else with all the financial stuff and everything.
Well, my understanding is weekend work is once you start, it's continual. You can't just pick and choose which weekends you want.
Correct.
It's successive weekends.
In this case, she never
And that's where I'll take responsibility for it because I did represent to her that she could do it with it, as long as she did it within the 6 months.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I was mistaken. I apologize.
Just some added information, if I could.
Yes.
She does not qualify with the jail for weekend work. She must do either straight time or lockdown if it's going to be reinstated.
All right.
She's got quite a bit of history.
All right. Well, if you don't qualify, then so you're going to have now. You can pick your weekends if you want, or your 2 days. So
Yeah, once it started, she can talk to them what 2 days or 3 day window, or if she wants to do straight time, if that's going to be allowed by the court. She has to work it out in the jail.
I think the judgment and sentence already allowed that, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look and see. Straight weekend work or weekend lockdown as a condition of your probation. So you still have the option, since now you can't do weekend work, you'll have to either pick lockdown, you can, and it doesn't have to be a weekend. It can be any 2-day period, it could be even a longer period if you want. You just have to let the jail know, but you still owe us the 8 days. So I don't know how you want to do that. When's your probationary term expire?
The 5th of March, right?
Well, in terms of April 5th, that's the 6th month, but we try to have everything done a month prior.
Okay. So between now and April 5th, somewhere you got to get in 8 days of jail time. Okay? So let's come back on February 9th, and then you can tell me how much we've done since then, all right? All right. Thank you. She needs one?
Yeah, they've just,
Since she's not going back to weekend work, so I would think the judgment and sentence would be enough for her to fill that out.
but I believe she never qualified for weekend. She doesn't qualify for weekend work based on her criminal history.
Oh, right, so that's what I'm saying. So then the other two are the options, and the judgment and sentence says she's to do that as a condition of her probation. So there's already an order that says that.
Okay.
Okay, you had something?
When I went to probation or whatever, and then I went to the where they let you out of jail at the booking,
Mm-hmm.
and I filled out the paperwork, and they never called me. So the following Monday, I called them, and they had lost my paperwork. So I came up here and I redid it, and they still didn't. So that's where I got a little messed up too, because they had lost my paperwork, and I come up twice, and they never called me about the weekend work.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but we're clear now that you don't qualify for the weekend work, so there's only the other two options, and you're going to have to work that out with the jail. I mean,
I think what I have her, if she goes down and talks to Brenda the Velas right now,
mm-hmm.
we can have our supervisor contact the jail if she knows what the day she wants to do. And as long as they do by, I think this Wednesday, they can put her on, she wants to start Friday or whatever.
I'll have to find out with my job that I waitress. I'll have to see what days I can.
It'd be the same 2 days of the week we pay, so.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'll have to see what days I can get together, because I work normally 2 days on and 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, so I'll have to work it out with them.
Yeah, she can work it out.
Days I can
Probation
get
officer.
together.
Just go see the probation officer and meet her. I think that'd be the best way.
So
And then contact
talk to her, and if you need to work it out with your job, you can do that, just as long as she knows. And then you can let them know when it is that you're going to start. Okay? Go see the probation officer today before you leave. And then see if we can work it out. If not, then you'll have to work it out later. But at some point in time before April, we're going to have to get it done. Okay? All right. So we'll see you February 9th then. Sean Parnell is also in custody.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Parnell, he will be taking the plea, whatever it is. It looks like he'll be resolving his felony case here shortly. He's going to be doing prison time. So we'll just get continuous, because we'll try to protect that. So want the score to get much higher.
Yeah, he's pretty much already expired in the sentence.
Yeah.
February 9th. He's been in jail since November 2019.
Yeah, I calculated 448 days so
Yeah.
far.
On a 1-year felony, a misdemeanor.
Yeah, well, that's the felony that's going to keep him in there.
Well, I understand, but we can always resolve this one. It shouldn't make any difference to his felony, I wouldn't think. February 9th, Mr. Parnell.
I will look into that, Your Honor, and if it doesn't affect that scorecard, then I'll put him on 215 docket before then.
Okay,
Just get him off our docket.
all right. Thank you.
The next, Sergio Ramirez Vasquez, 2009 MM 4112.
Yeah, not quite sure how that happened.